So hi viewers, welcome to our first edition on Enwealth Money TV. We are going to be having thematic series every month. We want to start with investments and the investment journey, just investments 101. What do you know about investments? How do you start your investment journey? You know, if you've been investing, have you been doing it the right way? And for December, of course, there's a lot of sherehe happening. We are going to explore that as well. How can we enjoy ourselves responsibly? How can we focus and how can we make goals for the coming year? So we're going to be posting weekly, so please ensure that you subscribe, turn on the notification button so that you can be notified every time we make a post and you can be the first one to view and comment, and also remember to share with your friends. So I think we shall begin with introducing ourselves. My name is Angeline Waudo. I work at Enwealth, and I'll allow my colleague to introduce himself.
My name is Amos Mzenge. I work for Enwealth Capital Limited, a subsidiary of Enwealth Financial Services. I work in the investment wing of the company, handling unit trusts and any other investments.
Thank you, Amos. So, this investment journey, you know, when you say investments, for Kenyan, it's like this big buzzword that is, common with the financial industry. You know, those people who have a lot of money, yeah? The common Kenyan may not really feel like they are up to investing, yeah? So most of them will be like, we save. But when you ask them, but do you invest? That part is not there, yeah?
Yes.
So what's the difference between saving and investing?
Investing and saving.
Yeah.
These two terms have been used a lot interchangeably. But there's a difference when it comes to both of them. One, we look at the risk. Secondly, we look at the return. Thirdly, also the objective. Because you find that when you talk about saving, we are talking about a goal that you have to put funds aside to meet a certain objective. When you talk about investments, you have a goal which is to make a return, either get an income return or to get capital appreciation. So the differences are, when you talk about return, the risk aspect and the objective. That's where the difference is between the two.
So in fact, I like how you say saving is you're putting funds aside towards a goal.
Yes.
So can we then say that, I can save towards kickstarting my investment journey?
Yes, you can say that. Actually, it has been said that you save first before you invest. That is normally what we will advise someone to do. Put funds aside. Once you've put funds aside for a certain reason, once you've accomplished that objective, then look into investments.
So assuming I'm just a business person, I'm just a hustler, yeah, and I've been putting aside some money. You know, every evening when I come from my hustle, I put aside some money, some 500 shillings, some, 1,000 bob into my M-Shwari, and that's where I do my savings. So at what point do I feel like now this money has become enough? Now I need to move it into investment. How do I know I have reached the threshold of doing investments?
You see, enough is a relative term. What is enough for you?
Enough is enough.
Yes, it might not be enough to someone else.
Yeah.
So I think the first thing that you do, the statistics say that it's only 12% of Kenyans that do save. So if it's only 12% that do save, so you can imagine the percentage of those who invest in Kenya. So, but you see, it's not a foreign term. It's not something that's very difficult to do. We have different financial needs and abilities. But what I'll say, the first thing is do a self-introspection, first and foremost. Do a self-introspection. What I mean by that is look at your spending habits.
So evaluate your spending.
Evaluate your spending habits, yes. So that you know what are your necessities in terms of utilities, in terms of bills, and any other expense. Once you do that, then I think the second thing that you do, set realistic goals. You know, you can say that I'll be saving 20,000 a month, and then 3 months down the line, you cannot do it. It becomes frustrating, you see. Thirdly, in my opinion, put a budget to it. Let it be like any other line item. that you have on your budget. I think even budgeting is a discussion on its own.
Budgeting is a discussion on its own, and of course, I intend to have a session where now we'll delve deep into budgeting. But just for the purposes of this particular video, how would you look at budgeting? Because you've said put savings as a line item on your budgeting. So, say for example, I'm paying my rent, I'm paying my electricity bill, my water bill, and then at the end of it all, I'm like, my money is done. I don't have any money. So how do I look at that? How do I, find a way to create some money for investments and savings?
As we begin by saying is that evaluate your spending. So itemize. It's important to itemize your income and your expenses. Definitely you'll know the ones that are most important. Your utilities, obviously, you can't run away from them. Transport costs, either going to work or the kids going to school. Then look at these other spendings that you do. Which one can you reduce? Which one can you do away with? Because you have that investment objective or saving objective. So there are sacrifices that you can make along the way. So for you to be able to achieve a saving plan or an investment plan.
And I think what's also important for, our viewers to understand is a part of budgeting is also tracking your spending,
Yes.
So tracking spending is very critical. I mean, just take notes of what you're spending on. You'd be surprised at the number of things that you spend on that are not necessary,
Sure.
that, you could do away with, and it could give you money towards your savings and also towards your investment, right?
Yes.
So the other thing you talked about was setting realistic goals. Can you please talk about that a little bit? So I'm setting my goals. So for example, I mean, I've been saving. So of course I have a goal. I'm saving towards, I don't know, I need some money, to take my kids for holiday. I need school fees. I need, that holiday or whatever it is. So what do you mean by realistic goals?
Once we define what you are saving to or what we are saving towards, you are saving towards, remember, this is something that has less risk. You're not investing, you're saving. So you're saving towards maybe school fees or towards maybe a wedding. So once you've identified what you are saving towards, it will inform the duration of time, the time horizon that you'll be saving towards. Once that is achieved, because you'll have that aha moment. I've managed to achieve this goal. It will encourage you to now look further into what you can now do with that. Once you've met that objective, let's say you are saving maybe 1,000 shilling each and every month. Your target was 5,000. You've achieved 5,000. Now what happens the next month to that 1,000? That 1,000 you can convert it into investment. Now that's when you'll now need to look into investments. How do they work? That kind of a thing.
Awesome.
So and just to answer your question, being realistic is, you see, I know that I need to save 5,000.
Yeah.
And I need to do this within the next 5 months. Within the next 5 months, that means I need to save 1,000 shillings each and every month. But is my end justified by my means? So that means, is this 1,000, will it bring a pain in my budget? Will I be able to set aside that 1,000? Or realistically, when I look at my expenses, the amount that I can save is only 500 shillings.
Yeah.
So that means the extra 500 shilling has to come from somewhere.
Yes.
So I will take away faithfully, maybe for the first 2 months, 1,000 shillings.
Yeah.
But the weight of these 2 months and the weight of the 3 months that are following will become too much.
Yeah.
So I will not be able to go into or achieve my goal. So it becomes unrealistic. Then you drop along the way.
Okay.
Yes. So you have to be realistic with yourself and your cash flows.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you look at your income, do your budget.
Yes.
So once you've done your budget, you know your needs, you've separated your needs from your wants. You've checked out of these wants, what can I do away with? How can I increase my cash flow? And then now you start the savings journey so that, you're not tripping along the way. And you talked about tripping. So let's dwell a little bit on this tripping along the way. You know, most of the time when you start saving, and this is a joke I hear people say. So most of the time when you start saving, that's when when you just put aside your 1,000 bob or your 5,000 bob for the month, you set it aside. That's when you get that phone call from up country, you know?
Yes.
Mtoto wa mjomba amevunjika mguu. or I don't know, some ridiculous, you know, something will come up.
Yes, yes.
How do you then, you know, set aside a plan for such?
I think you need to be disciplined. You need to be, it's a matter of discipline.
Yeah.
You just have to discipline yourself and have someone that you can hold you accountable.
An accountability partner.
Have an accountability partner, someone who will be checking on you. You said you're going to do this in terms of saving. Have you achieved it? Have you done it? So when there's something called no, but you have to be wise on how you say no when those phone calls come, because at the end of the day, you know, you have a goal, you have an objective that you need to achieve, and when you do not achieve it, the people who made those calls will not be there to help you.
Yeah.
So I think you just say no, be wise about it, be disciplined about it, have an accountability partner.
Okay. So you have an accountability partner. We've gotten an accountability partner. So Amos, you're my accountability partner. So I've started my savings journey, and I've managed to not trip for a few months, and now I'm looking into investments. So where would you advise me as a beginner? I know nothing about investments. I've never done it before. This is a big word I hear on the TV screens. Where do I start?
The important thing, I think, is to do your own research, first and foremost.
Yes.
The financial jargon can be a lot for some and for most, but just do your own research, read further, talk to people who invested before.
Yes.
Look for a financial advisor, speak to them, talk to your friends. I'm sure there is some level of information that you'll get. Once you've done your research, now do map out your objective, map out your risk profile. Am I an aggressive risk taker? Am I moderate? Am I conservative? Once you've looked into your risk profile, the investment horizon. I want to invest for maybe a few months, a year, 2 years, because it will inform where you're going to do this in investment. So it will be, do your own research, understand your risk profile, define your objectives, define the length of time that you want to invest.
So you talked about the shares and I just caught that. And I'm like, so for example, this person has heard about this infrastructure bond and they're wondering, is it the right fit for me? Should I go into this or should I go into shares? Or should I, you know, buy a money market funds that I've had my friend talking about? So how do I assess myself to know which of this is the right one for me?
For those asset, let me call it asset, or for those types of investments, it is usually recommended that you have someone who understands them better.
Yes.
For you to make that kind of decision. But each and every one of these three that you've mentioned, they come with their own risk. And a financial advisor, someone who's professional in that area, will be able to guide you, to tell you that this is the level of risk that you're looking at. If you're looking at bonds, infrastructure bonds, or whichever bond that it is, they will tell you this is the level of risk that you're looking at. If you're looking at money market funds or unit trust schemes, the funds that are within it, because it's an umbrella fund, they will tell you these are the risks that are within it. So once they define the risk, it comes back to the question that you had asked me, how do I know my risk profile? I think even before you talk to someone, you already know the kind of person you are. Are you the person who does not, ukipoteza hata shilingi moja? Do you feel hurt by it? Do you want to know where that 1 shilling went to?
Yes.
When you pass by a shop and you see this price, you say, no, this is not for me. You'll always know. You'll always know where you are in terms of risk. And again, the other thing is you look at where you are, your financial status.
Yes.
It informs your risk as well. Because if you do not have a lot to disposable income, definitely whatever little that you have you do not want to lose it. You do not want to play with it. The age comes in. Which stage of life are you in? Are you in your early 20s, early 30s, early 40s? Do you have kids? As well, it informs the kind of risk that you can take. Because if you have more responsibilities, that means you do not want to take any risk. If you're young, that means you can take risks because you have enough time to recover.
So now the thing is, where do I start? Where do I start investing? As in, which vehicles can I use? Sure. Yeah, which vehicles are available for me to start as a person who's never done it before?
There are various vehicles that are available or out there in the market. We have the stocks or equities. We have fixed income securities. This we're talking about the bonds.
Yeah.
We have also the money market funds or collective investment scheme. Other people will call it the unit trust schemes. So those are the basic that we have out there that an ordinary Kenyan can look into when they're talking or looking into the investment journey. Yes.
And I'm sure our viewers are listening to this, collective investment schemes, fixed income. They're hearing these shares and they want to know more. So Amos, you have to promise us that you will be, ready to come and give us more information on what are shares, what are bonds and what are these collective investment schemes? How can we, kickstart that journey? What's the minimum for like a collective investment scheme,
Sure.
And all that. I think it will be very critical for you to come back another time and this will be a topic in itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it for today. I hope the conversation has shed some light on how we can kickstart our investment journey. And just to help you with that investment journey, of course, we will be attaching an Excel sheet down below where you can track your spending. You can also learn how to budget. So you can use it and just, start trying to do your budget calculations and all that. So check it out and give us, your comments on the comment section. Tell us what you think about it. And also, you can also tell us what more you want to hear from us, what topics would be of interest to you. And of course, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.